Welcome,
Thank
Stefan.
you.
Welcome to TechDrive episode. So basically, this focused on talking to different people working on some parts of the technology, and the idea is also to highlight not only the founders, but actually different ecosystem players, because I think it requires a lot of different parts, to develop successful technology. So that's why I'm super happy to have you here also as a representative and founder of their campus, I guess.
I guess, yeah, you could call it as head of their campus.
Head of their campus, okay. So, you can also tell the exact position. And it would be very interesting to understand, first of all, what is their campus, and also about your personal background. How you came to be to FlexOffice, their campus, and where you come from as well.
All right. Shall we start with their campus or where I come from? I think it's going to be easier where I come from.
All right. Let's go that way.
So about 8 years ago, 2018, I was the first employee of FlexOffice. And, at FlexOffice, what we do is actually we provide a serviced workspace for our customers. So basically, if you move into an office space at FlexOffice, you don't have to care about anything. So printing is taken care of, Wi-Fi, and so on and so forth, and obviously meeting rooms, and the most important thing, coffee, of course, is taken care of. And we started with nothing but an idea and 4 laptops, and by now we are actually the biggest Swiss serviced office provider in Switzerland, with 11 locations all over Switzerland and around 30,000 square meters of office space.
Nice. And yourself, you come from kind of hospitality background, before FlexOffice, actually.
Before FlexOffice, I actually had a hospitality background. I worked for 15 years in Zurich, managed different restaurants, coffee bars, cocktail bars, and so on and so forth. Lots of nightlife as well, till I got tired of the nightlife. And before that, I also have a graphic background as a graphic designer, which comes in handy when you work in a startup as well.
Yeah, I can notice that inside the campus, actually, like the elements and so on. So you really went from kind of managing people in nightlife environment now to managing people
to in-office environment,
office environment, developing crazy ideas.
It's actually not that different. The cool thing is they're less drunk at work than in the nightlife.
Except maybe Friday nights, right?
Exactly. So but in the end, it's a people business, and I don't know how is it at your office, but in the end, you come to the office because of the people, right? So.
How did you come to the name Dear Campus? What was actually the second contender of the branding?
So actually, Dare Campus is our project name. We never intended to call it the Dare Campus.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was our project name for a long time, and we got so used to it, and it worked in so many talks with possible partnerships and so on, that we sticked with Dare Campus. Yeah.
Okay.
The background is actually from the environment we're in. The whole area that I showed you, Schlieren, the JET area. JET stands for Join, Explore, and Dare. And when we took the dare of this name and said, let's do the Dare Campus, where people have a space to also dare doing wild stuff.
Why did you decide to establish exactly this kind of deep tech robotic focus? Was it demand driven? Was it more experimental, figure it out, or?
It was definitely demand driven, because we saw that more and more people from the industry contacted us for workspace because they couldn't find what they're looking for. Because normally offices are super clean and they have double floors or double ceiling, which is actually a big bonus at their campus. We don't have any double floors or double ceilings, and everything is full of naked concrete. So it actually gives us the space, and also the big rooms give us an ideal space for getting a bit wild, especially if you're handling hardware and big hardware like you need often enough in robotics.
Okay, so your aim is now basically startups with heavy equipment as kind of the more unique point, because there's a lot of different, let's say, office space also, including certain levels of flexibility.
If you put it like that, we're in the sweet spot between having a space that can handle a bit of roughness and space, but also the industry need of everything's taken care of. Because startups often enough, they want to take care. They don't want to take care about the cleaning lady. They don't want to talk to any janitors. They don't want to talk to the Wi-Fi infrastructure provider. They just want to work, right, and get going. So that's a sweet spot. We can offer both. Operated by FlexOffice, we can take care of everything you need, and you have the space and the rough spaces to try stuff. Yeah.
So you basically try to take away distractions from the founders and like researchers and engineers, and just allow them to focus on what they want to focus on.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what you say is kind of the mission is also to build up the community behind it, because I mean, you're kind of collecting different companies and actually quite different domains from what we've seen so far, having a walk around the office. But I guess underlying problems can be quite similar in a way. And you do have some sponsors. So what's their role kind of in their campus?
We've been building communities for 8 years, but at a regular space that we provide, we are not singling out just one branch, you know. I mean, if you want to get customers at FlexOffice, you can be from any branch, and that's also what's the cool thing about it. You have people from all kinds of branches. I mean, we even have embassies in Bern that rent a FlexOffice, and then next to it you have somebody from fintech or insurance. So you have everything, but still you have this community where people come together, which is cool, right? Because normally when you go to a classic lease office, you only have your people and that's it, right? And then for the Dare Campus, it's the first time we said we only want people from a certain industry to really create a bubble and create a spirit of people that are like-minded, that are working on the same stuff, but also doing events and gatherings in their field and in their industry. It's actually something also we realized there is a demand for space and like a little bit of, let's call it, bubbliness of the industry where they can come together.
Okay. And
then you asked me about, sorry, you asked the second part of the question. Yeah, you asked me about different partnership models. Yeah, that's something from the get-go we said, if people are interested in getting people together with events or with gatherings, be it hackathons and so on and so forth, they have the opportunity to make it at the Dare Campus, as long as they bring together the people that are within this bubble and have the same interest and can share the same ideas and visions together.
And as you mentioned, I mean, FlexOffice generally worked with many different industries, and you were employee number one.
Yes.
FlexOffice. So how did the whole concept like FlexOffice develop over time? How did it change actually in the last, since you joined, since the beginning?
Obviously, I said 2018, and you asked me before, and then COVID came, right? And then obviously COVID is a big part of our history from our company, but it worked as a big accelerator and booster, to be honest.
Okay.
Because
how come?
About 2019, we had a setup of 4 locations all across Switzerland. And it was a more or less new concept that we provided. It was more known in abroad. I mean, WeWork was a big thing back then. Everybody knew WeWork. In Switzerland, the model was not so known, and WeWork never did the market entry into Switzerland, to be honest. And that was also good for us. So we had our setup when COVID came, and then the first lockdown came. Obviously, we were, can I swear here? We were shitting our pants because it was a home office mandate. Nobody is allowed to go to the office, and we were like, shit, that is exactly what we're providing, right? Office space. But after the first lockdown, we basically filled all our spaces within 2 months or something.
Okay, so the comeback kind of compensated for
everybody was looking for an office back then. If you remember, between lockdowns, it was such an uncertainty. Everybody who was looking for an office was looking for a flexible solution, right? Because nobody knew.
You don't want to
what's going to happen in a month.
Exactly.
So, and then in the office industry, obviously, so often enough you sign like 3 or 5 or sometimes even 10 years contract. And back then in this situation, nobody was was willing to sign a contract that long.
Yeah, makes sense. And now, as you started like filling spaces of their campus, and it's very different technologies, basically what startups are developing. Was there something that you recently saw and you saw like, wow, this is incredible? This is something, a few years ago I didn't expect that as possible.
Well, obviously, we're confronted with stuff like this every day, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the last 3 or 4 years they have been so crazy with artificial intelligence, and then every day is something popping up where I think if somebody would have told me that when I was a 13-year-old boy, unbelievable, right? But I mean, one of the craziest thing was René Vogel showing up at their campus with this humanoid robot. That guy was running through, and that's really impressive to see a humanoid robot like really actually run, and then also the sound that it makes is so much louder than you would think. Yeah, that was really impressive.
I guess it's a very big difference when you see it in videos.
And
you see it
it's
actually
completely different
in the environment that you operate.
You feel like you're in a live movie, right? Like, all right, damn.
So maybe you're gonna have some humanoid workers in the office as well.
That would be great.
Like from concepts.
Well, that's the coolest thing now. All this company moving in, and we saw it before. People bring their robots in, and it's just fascinating to watch.
And do you think it makes sense also to mix in maybe, let's say, the investors even into the community?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, definitely. We also had now already investors events. So really people who are from the investing side that come to events, get to know people, and get to know the companies that are there.
And maybe when it comes more to like office space management and hospitality, how do you see those fields being transformed? The new tech that maybe it's even being tested by some of the companies, or from first-hand experience, because usually technology optimizes something like the processes that are manual and usually dull and boring to do, or introduces like new experience, new something. So what would be your wish, some problems that you would love technology to solve for you in your daily tasks?
Meeting rooms, man. That's just, I mean, this is, everybody who works in this field will tell you, it's just a hassle, these meeting rooms, the screens, the cameras, and then everybody comes in with a different device, Some have like Apple MacBooks, others have like restricted Lenovo laptops, and they can display shit. So that's for me, if you would have like a solution where this is one cable, this is one screen, you just plug it in and it works every time. This is for sure the biggest tech issue in the workspace. The other thing is climate control. I mean, but this is maybe even unsolvable, because you have two people in the same office, same temperature. One's going to say it's too hot, and the other one is going to say it's too cold. That's always an issue.
So maybe you should like classify which desks to assign, like the cold corner.
If you can climate control the desk for each other, then we have solved that one too.
Very cool. So among for their campus, you still have quite a bit of office space open. So who should get in touch with you actually?
Everybody in the field of robotics, deep tech, AI, everybody who needs a makerspace or wants to be part of this movement that we really feel in the Zurich area right now, be it just a single desk or multiple 100 square meters makerspace, we got you covered. theircampus.ch or LinkedIn/theircampus, you can find us. Just contact us, even if it's just for coffee.
Okay, so it's like to come by,
check the space out, easy. Because I mean, you saw the space, right?
Yeah.
The space speaks for itself. It's a really impressive and cool space that we have here.
Exactly. So for me, it's interesting how you can put, a couple of these like spaces and communities next to each other, because on first glance it can look like it's competing. But in reality, you all have a bit of differentiation. And I think it's really comes together. So maybe it makes sense also to map out the journey of a founder, how you can evolve different paths and different ideas. Because if you want to work, purely software, you need just a desk and want to be in the city center. okay, maybe some FlexOffice or some other spaces are better.
Yeah.
But if you bring equipment, this is quite nice. I mean, I think for many people still, Schlieren seems to be very far away from like city of Zurich, but I know personally it's 2 stops by the train.
I grew up in Zurich. Let me tell you, I absolutely had the same idea about Schlieren because I never went to Schlieren all my life, you know. And now that we're here, I just realize how close it is. I mean, it's just, I mean, we talked about it. I come by bike and I live in Wollishofen, which is in the south of the city. So Schlieren is much more closer than most people think, for sure.
Yeah. So I think it's also a myth you have to burst a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. We actually, that was a really fun thing we did when we moved here in Schlieren. We did a Spotify playlist that has the length of the commute to Schlieren, and it only had 2 songs on it. It was exactly 9 minutes long.
Yeah, that's nice promo. Yeah, and what type of events you actually organize or plan to organize? As you mentioned, kind of community and connecting and training even.
There are some. We have some different things in the making. There are some hackathons where there's prize money to be won for different problem solving. Obviously, there are workshops on for knowledge transfer. We just had a workshop that's about go-to-market situations for startups. Or just burgers and beers sometimes, but just as I told you, Forges that does just like an event where different researchers just show their research, really have an insight into research, which is not always possible.
And as I saw, you also kind of involved with community like Enzo or somebody else on kind of advisory. So I think for people who are well connected in ecosystem and are happy to give back a bit to the community, get involved. That also makes sense, right?
It's also an idea. I mean, we love the idea to really offer a space for the people of this community, that they also have a place where they can meet up. I mean, Enzo comes by and has their meeting there. Or Roberto, as I told you, from the Human Robotics Association, who is glad that they have a space for their meetings. So it's also a place where we can say, hey, we have the space, come by.
All right, very cool. Okay, so thanks so much. We're almost back.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. So I'm glad you liked it. But thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.